Let's see. Trying something new, a little new today. Hi. Hi. Just going to turn it this way just for a little bit. Today, I'm going to be making some coffee toffee ice cream. I do not have enough light over there to see this, so give me 1 second. Hopefully that works. I had to turn some other lights on. That's a little bit better, but it's going to be a weird camera angle because this is the best I can do considering the shape of the kitchen. Um, but I have everything that I need already out. I have, let's see. So the recipe I'm making is what we call a coffee toffee ice cream, and I have a recipe. It's all printed out because it's just easy for me to print it out. I have my phone here so I can see any incoming chats. My laptop is just right there. So, as always, streaming for Extra Life. Extra Life is a fundraising marathon that focuses on gaming of all kinds to help kids at Children's Miracle Network hospitals across North America. I choose to support Seattle Children's with my fundraising efforts. So 100% of everything you see right here, 100% of this goes to help sick kids at Seattle Children's. Like I said, we're going to be making some coffee toffee ice cream. I think I might be coming in a bit hot. I have it connected to my Bluetooth. I don't, as you can see, I don't have a microphone anywhere, but it looks like the volume is okay. I'm gonna just taper it down just a smidge because I don't want it to be like crazy loud overall. So I don't want it to get into the yellow too much. It's probably going to a little bit, but just I'm tapering it down just a smidge. So yeah, the chat's open. So I'm going to try to pay attention to it. It's going to be right here, so should be okay. The only difference is that the camera is in a little bit spot because I wanted it to focus on like, so here's the pot I'm using. All of the ingredients are right here. My eggs that I need are right there too. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. Hopefully you all have your beverage handy. I have myself a nice little, I would say a hot toddy. Well, basically it is a hot toddy, but I use whiskey instead of rum. So there's that. And it's nice because I'm using that mug that it stays warm for quite a while, considering I made that a while ago. And by a while ago, I mean like a couple hours ago. So that's good. So to start, we have our saucepan right here. We are going to be mixing in. Is this big enough? I think it's big enough. That should be okay. Um, we're going to start by whisking together, and I did not grab a whisk, so let me grab that real quick. Uh, is this big enough? That might be too big, but that should work. So we're gonna grab that whisk there. Need to grab a big old cup and possibly a half cup. Here's my half cup. Cool. I still have it. Cool. All right, so I got my cup and my half cup. I gotta put this hair back. It's getting in my way. It's getting not annoying, but I don't want to have to keep flipping it back as I'm doing this. So like I said, this is the first go at doing a cooking stream. I had to move so much stuff up here. So the camera, the little webcam here is on a camera, it's basically on a tripod. Had to bring the laptop, which is here, as well as my Stream Deck, an Ethernet cable to plug into my mesh system, my laptop power cable. So it's a lot of things I had to take apart in order to bring up here. Um, it's kind of it's a bit of a it's a little bit of an effort to get this up here. And I do plan on streaming later and doing some gaming, so I'm going to take some all of this down and take it back downstairs and set it back up again. So there's that. But I wanted to do this. I haven't done it before, so this won't take very long. Um, well, it shouldn't take very long, I should say. So we're just gonna get right at it. Like I said, the chat's open. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. I'll try to pay attention to it as best as I can. Um, my kids are asleep, but if by chance I hear them coming down, I'm going to switch you guys to be right back so I can handle that because I'm not having the kids on stream unless it's just their voice. And if it's just voice and no audio or no video, then you won't see me cooking. So there's that. So to start off, we are going to be using 1.5 cups of sugar. And I got some organic sugar here. You can tell it's a slightly different color and it's not brown sugar, even though it looks like it might be brown sugar. It's not brown sugar. So this is going to be my first time using this one. So it might change the flavor a little bit, but honestly, I'm not too worried about it. So 1.5 cups of sugar. That is way too big to be a half cup. Nope, that's the wrong side. A little bit more. Yeah, it's close enough. Okay, 1.5 cups of sugar. So you need to say the sugar, the cornstarch, the salt, and the coffee. So that's what we're starting off with first. So cornstarch, I need 4 tablespoons. Where's my tablespoon? I know I had it close by. So got my 1.5. And so this recipe yields 1 quart no, normally. You can see it says 1 quart, but I double it. So I'm actually going to be making 2 quarts, but it ends up coming out to about uh, 1.75 quarts just because you lose some in the pots and you lose some in the ice cream maker. So this is like just so y'all know, this is stream 1 of 2 of making the ice cream. I'll have to do the other one. I'm hoping I can get it done tomorrow. It might be Sunday, but I won't do the next step without streaming it so you guys can see the finished product. Um, but like I said, that won't be tonight because this after I'm done making this, this is going to need to cool down. So 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Sorry, give me 1 second. My dog's doing something funky. Off, off. Not for you. You can play with your toy, but not on that. All right. Not really a crisis, but crisis averted. Okay, so there's the sugar, there's the cornstarch. Next, we need, let's see, half a teaspoon of salt. So, like I said, everything in so far is pretty simple. Not, and then last but not least, we're going to add the coffee, which is 3 tablespoons of instant coffee. But what I use, well, it's still instant coffee, but it's let me see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, but this is the brand I use. It's a espresso instant coffee. So because I like coffee ice cream, I really really like coffee ice cream. So that is what I am adding into this. So we need to do this is like just does not fit. How many tablespoons? 3 tablespoons. Okay. So and I think it's solid. Give me a second here. I gotta get a butter knife to loosen it up. Sorry for the excess noise, but it is needed for what we're doing. So 3 tablespoons. Do I have enough? I think I do. I think I just barely have enough. That means I need to go to the store and get some more, but not tonight. I won't need it for this recipe. I'll need it for the next time I make it. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, simple enough. First 4 ingredients in. We're just going to be mixing this up in the bowl. We haven't added anything yet. Sorry, that noise might be a little bit loud. But we're just kind of getting the ingredients mixed up. So nothing too, none of this is really difficult. Pretty simple process overall, at least from what I've noticed since I've been making it. Um, which I never made ice cream until probably about, I think the first time I did it was like 5 years ago, maybe 5 years. It hasn't been that long. It's like I realized I was like, what is this thing? Because like my wife, it was like she had it before. It was something that she brought into our marriage. So I was like, what is this thing? Because like we moved it a couple times. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this thing is. And I'll show you guys it later on the next stream. But she's like, oh, it's an ice cream maker. I was like, what? You have an ice cream maker? It's like, why haven't we made ice cream yet? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, well, we're gonna start making some ice cream. So I found this is the recipe I found, and I absolutely love it. So that's why I keep using it. So I whisked together the sugar, the cornstarch, the salt, and the coffee. Next is the milk and cream. So we're going to need 2 cups of milk. So it's gonna, and I bought some organic whole milk because I know it's ice cream and it shouldn't matter, but I wanted to at least have, because I'm not going to be able to use all of this, and my son will drink it afterwards. So I was like, might as well use some whole milk. That way he can have some milk in a later date. So I need to mix in 2 cups. Slowly mix in 2 cups. So pretty simple. Nothing, nothing is challenging so far. We're just gonna mix that together. You can kind of see it's starting to change color already. All right, so there's the 2 cups of milk, and it takes 4 cups of heavy cream. So pretty sure 1 quart is 4 cups since 8 cups is a gallon, right? And 2 cups or 2 quarts is a cup, or 2 quarts is a gallon. I'm like messing up my terminology here. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, but I always like to double check because I always sometimes just doubt myself, even though it's not necessary. So that's two. Here's the first 2 cups of heavy cream. And then just to be on the safe side, bam. Well, that's a little bit more, but that's all good. 2 more cups of heavy cream. And then we're just gonna mix all of this together too. So, like I said, this recipe is pretty simple. I picked it after reading the instructions because it was simple. I was like, I like this. This doesn't seem too difficult, especially for me who had at that point not made any ice cream before. I'm like, why not have something a bit simple? So let's try it. Let's see. I'm hoping this is turning out correctly, like as far as like the audio and the video and stuff like that. Like I said, this is first time me trying this, doing a cooking stream, having to move things around and set things up. So whisk in the milk and the cream. Cook over medium to medium high heat. I have to do it a little bit lower than medium high just because the burner is pretty huge and the pot is not. So we're gonna out of a, it goes from low, I think it goes one, no, it just goes lows, two, three, four, five, six, and then high. So I'm just putting it at a 5. And it takes a little bit for this to heat up. Cook over medium to medium high heat, stirring constantly until thickened. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. The mixture needs to come to a bubble so the cornstarch can reach full thickening power. Meanwhile, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the meanwhile right now, which is, just going to set this right here. So in the meanwhile, we're going to whisk my egg yolk. So I have two eggs here. Um, not It's been a little while since I've had to just mix together some egg yolk. I think the last time I mixed egg yolk was when I last time I made ice cream. So while this is here, I'm going to see if I can move some stuff around. I'll move my phone around. We're going to bring this up right here so y'all can somewhat see. It won't be super close, but uh, I'm not an expert at this. I'm probably going to mess up. So I'm just going to do it anyways, just because. Uh, no, what I need to do, need another bowl. Okay, so egg whites in here just because it's more, and then egg yolk I'm going to put in this one. So we're just going to break this open a little bit. Going to let as much as the egg white out as we can. I also like to try to take out the little white membrane that's usually attached. Sometimes I can get it all, sometimes no. This time, so far, so good. I think I got most of it. This towel is now dirty, so I'm just going to use it. So I got I got most of it. There's a little bit of white in there from the little membrane piece that hangs on, but like I said, I got most of it. And we're going to do the second one here. Oh, don't really care about the shell because I'm just trying to get the yolk out. And yes, my hands are clean. Okay, out of my way, shell. Okay, bam. Two egg yolks. So I'm just getting rid of the shell and stuff off camera because I don't need it. Gonna give the mixture here a quick stir. Nowhere near being thick yet. Got quite a bit of time before that happens. It said 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just gonna set a timer for 15. Well, let's do. I think it's been 2 minutes, so let's do 13 and just let that go and see how that goes. All right. So I need to whisk the egg yolk, and then I'm going to mix in the. It says I can use vanilla bean paste or extract, and so I just use extract. So just nothing super hard. Just a quick mix. We're not going to be scrambling it. Um, just mixing it up so it's all broken apart. Um, let's see. We got two egg yolks. I need 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So got my good old, I think this one is, yeah, from Costco, pure vanilla extract. Looks like some of it's just settled because it hasn't been used. Hasn't been used, I think, since the last time. So, uh, yeah, I think that's good. So let's see. What did it say? 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So I'm just gonna pour it from here. So I'm sorry y'all can't see this, but I just didn't want to move uh, the whisk as well. So I'm just doing this over here. 3 teaspoons and done. And that pretty much is all the ingredients um, until the I actually start making the ice cream and actually like, you know, freezing it and getting it solidified. But that's not until later. So we're still waiting for the mixture to thicken. So while that's doing that, I'm going to put some of these ingredients away just to kind of, I don't want to leave the milk out for any longer than it needs to be, you know, can't be letting stuff go bad. So luckily, none of this stuff has to go very far. It's all pretty much right where we are. The spice rack is right behind the camera, and we got a little pantry just around this brick here. Cornstarch goes over here. And I think that was it. That was all the things. Um, I didn't need these after all. And this one is good to go. I can just put that away. I'm going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to put this measuring cup and things in the dishwasher, which is basically right here. So, like I said, everything is really close. It's not like I'm disappearing, but I wanted to make sure y'all know that I am still here, even if you may or may not see me at the moment. So when this is all thickened up, what is that, sleepless? I was like, who's making noises? It's like, and it, it freaked me out for a split second because I heard it in my earbuds, and I was like, huh. So these are the two bowls that all of this mixture is going to go in later. And basically, it's all going to go in here, and then I'm going to put some plastic wrap over the top of it and take it downstairs and put it in the fridge downstairs. But like I said, that is later. Um, I still have time for that. Still got another 8 minutes. This hasn't really started thickening up yet, so I'm going to turn it up a little bit more. Like I said, I didn't want to have it too high just because then everything around it gets pretty hot, but I think I need to because this is taking a bit longer than I would like. Okay, so this is the vanilla bean extract and egg yolk mixture. Um, that's going to get mixed into this when it's time for it to go in there. But for now, I'm just leaving this right there. It's fine. Nothing, nothing happening. I can move this a little bit closer so I can see it. So this part is like let's see, does this take the longest? I mean, I think the longest is definitely having all this cool down and, um, which is overnight. That takes the longest. But I think out of even just making the ice cream and the ice cream maker, I think takes less time than this part, which is just trying to getting everything um, heated up and mixed in. So I don't want to mix that stuff in yet until this is thickened up some. So basically after so it says like medium high heat, stirring constantly until thickened. Takes about 10 to 15 minutes. The mixture needs to come to a bubble so the cornstarch can reach full thickening power. And we have about 7 minutes left. So, what else? What is there for me to chat about until then? Um, oh, uh, let's see. For Going to talk about some of the um, events that are going to be coming up for the Seattle Extra Life Guild. I want this channel. Okay, so upcoming events. We're going to have a monthly Discord social on January 8th, and that's going to be on our Seattle Extra Life Discord. On from January 13th, or sorry, January 10th to the 13th is going to be OrcaCon. It's going to be at the DoubleTree in SeaTac. I think I might be able to make it to that one. I think that's right before I start classes again, I think. And then Emerald City Comic Con is going to be March 6th through the 9th. That's going to be at the Seattle Convention Center. And we do have a couple save the dates. They're not official dates yet, so don't quote me on these. But Seattle Children's Community Day is going to be March 15th at the Sandpoint Learning Center. Uh, and like I said, these aren't official dates yet. I'll make it clear that when they are official. Tabletop Weekend, I believe, is going to be 11th through the 13th. So like I said, that is unofficial. We do not have official word of that yet. And then the Seattle Extra Life Game On 2025 event is going to be October 18th at the Sandpoint Learning Center. Yes. So those are the dates right now. But like I said, those the last three are to be determined. So no quoting me on those. So because that may change. Um, Still waiting for this to thicken up. We have another 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Because the thing is that I have to be careful when mixing in the egg yolk and vanilla extract because I don't want to, I'm not trying to scramble the egg, right? I don't want it to be scrambled. I want it just to be slightly mixed in through everything. It has to do its part. And I don't think yeah, it's not going to be in this anyways. Um, well, it's not going to be on heat, I should say, when I go to uh, mix it in. I'm going to pull it off the heat because it's starting to thicken up a little bit, but it still has a ways to go because it's, it's bubbling a little bit, a little, because it's supposed to say it needs to come to a bubble. I mean, it kind of is, but I think part of that is also from me whisking it, which they say they want they want you to whisk it consistently. So I'm trying not to whisk it too much, but at the same time, I gotta whisk it a bunch. So there's that. Mm, After this is all done, and like I said, the last step is gonna be putting it in to these two. So I might shift a little bit and do that here. Um, I need to get the plastic wrap out because I will need that for sure. So I got that out just so I have it close by and ready. All right, 2.5 minutes left. Sleepless, how are you doing? Are you having a good Friday so far? Did your week go well? Hopefully it did. Did you pick yourself up a little treat on the way home from the store? So you could be sleeping books? I can definitely tell it's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's not quite where I would like it to be yet, but it is definitely getting there. And you can kind of, no, you can't really see. Let's see. No, it's starting to bubble up along the edges a little bit. So I think I am getting to the point. It's got a minute 30 left. I'm just going to let it take up the rest of that time before I actually stop. Do I have another? Okay, good. I need one of these. You need the silicone spatula to get it all out there. Get all of it. All right, actually, I'm gonna cut the heat off right now. I think that is good to go. Yeah, I didn't want it to get too much thicker. It was starting to do a little film on the top, and no one wants that in their ice cream. At least I know I don't. So I'm gonna just stir that up a little bit. Okay, now here comes the part that I need to be very, very careful with. So I only wanted to do, so I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna put this away. So it says add, add a very small amount of the hot cream mixture to the egg yolk, whisking constantly. Gradually add the rest, being careful not to scramble the yolk. So it doesn't make sense for me to slowly add the rest in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit out of here. I'm going to put it in here and mix it in. And then once it mixes up, sorry, once I feel like it's mixed up enough, I'm going to pour all of it into this. Like I said, I need to be careful not to have this scramble. And that's hard to do because this here is really hot. So um, like I said, I don't want to just overwhelm it. So we're just going to add in a little bit at a time. We're just going to mix it a little gentle. Like I said, I do not want it to, I'm trying not to cook it, right? I don't want to cook this. I do not want to cook this yolk. It's just mixing it in. I know it's, some of this will probably mix up a little bit, but I don't want to do too much too quickly because if I was to do it too fast, then it definitely would yolk up, and it would be like I don't want to. I don't want scrambled eggs in my ice cream. Okay, so like I said, some of this does a little bit, but that's okay. Gonna get the rest of that out. All right. Give me all of it. Leave no ice cream behind. Put you right there. This goes in the sink. All right, now that that's in there, I can mix up the whole thing. Okay, done, done, done. Now the next step, it says to cover. Sorry, I'm cleaning up mid cooking, so apologies. It's one of the things that I have to do. I have to do it. I can't just leave a mess. Hmm. I'm going to move the mouse up here. I don't necessarily need it right now. Get, don't want no residue in there. Okay, so um, next thing is to divide it equally between these two containers. Um, that's gonna be pretty simple to do. Uh, Actually, I don't think I need this. I think I will just take this. So we're just gonna, just something that I'm eyeballing. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. So like I said, I'm just putting it into these two bowls. You got most of it. That's good enough. All right. Put that over here in the sink. So that's all done, all done. Actually, I probably still need that. So the next part is pretty simple. I'm gonna give myself a little bit of space Um, I need to put plastic wrap over the top, and I need to make sure the plastic actually touches the top of the ice cream mixture. And the reason they say to do this is that you don't want skin, like the skin to form on the surface. Now, it already started to do that while I was cooking it. Like if I left it boil too long, it would start to congeal, and then in the very center, it would have basically just like this, basically the skin of all this mixture just like piling up at the top. Now I did kind of already break it up and it's in here. Yeah, this one's a little bit more, but this one's a little bit wider, so I'm just gonna call it good. Uh, so what I need to do is I need to get a little bit larger piece of plastic wrap, and what we're gonna do here is just kind of put it as close to the edge as possible, and then let the rest of it just get down in there. And then, I'm going to do my best to get all of the air out so that this is touching the entire surface of the ice cream. I might miss a little bit, but that's okay, as long as we have the majority of it touching the top of the mixture. So, not super complicated, um, a little time consuming, but not too bad. So, this is the first one. You can kind of see it's touching, whoops, all of the top there. I set this one right here. This one will be a little bit easier because the level of the ice cream mixture is a bit more. But still, we just want to be careful with it. And there's no need to rush it, even though sometimes it's like, I just want to hurry up and be done. It's like, no, I also want to make sure this comes out right. I want to have some really good coffee ice cream. And if you tune in to part two, which, like I said, I'm hoping I can do part two tomorrow. You'll see the ice cream being made, and you'll see also the uh, little surprise I give myself. Not a surprise, little bonus treat for this ice cream, which I believe really just takes it to another level. Um, that's not part of the recipe. It's something that I decided to add later. So that is it. Here are the two. That's it. That's all I got to do for right now. This mixture needs to cool. They say to, let's see, chill for a few hours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Says chill for a few hours overnight if possible. And overnight is definitely possible. So, and I would, like I said, after this, it's really just using the ice cream machine and adding in the toffee aspect of it and putting it into containers that can be frozen. So that's all for today. I got to clean up, and I'm not gonna leave y'all here for that. But I am planning on streaming here in a little bit. But it's probably gonna take me about, you know, probably this is gonna be closer to 9 before I actually start streaming. I'm gonna go play some games downstairs, but I gotta put the camera back. I gotta put all of this stuff back. I gotta put it back to where it belongs. So that's going to take me a little bit of time. So, uh, like I said, part two of the ice cream will be tomorrow. I'm hoping tomorrow. But in the meantime, I will be back in a little bit. I'm going to end this stream. I'm not going to put you guys on. I'm not going to just have it go because I don't know how long it's going to be. But I'm going to stop this stream and then I'll be back a little bit later once I've reset everything up and we'll get some gaming going. So, thank you for tuning in, Sleepless. Much appreciated. And I will see you all hopefully within the hour. Peace.